Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Denizen Sucks podcast.
Denizen rocks, man. Wait a
Well,
second.
only because we
Hang
have
on. Wait a second. No,
a
I got to correct that. Denizen, as it turns out, sucks. So yeah,
yes.
let's correct the record on that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you are right, Dave, but so very grateful to have Eric Gould of Pink Talking Fish on the pod this evening.
Holy God. Holy
Pleasure
God.
to be here.
Could
Pleasure.
not be more excited.
Eric, welcome to the pod. Where are you calling in from?
Outside Boston, Massachusetts.
Nice.
Wonderful. Are you from there originally?
Yep, sure am.
But don't have really the Boston accent, so I guess you're far enough outside the city.
Family members have it. If you know New Englanders enough, not everybody has it. Sometimes you put a few back and it comes out a little bit, but the it's more about the attitude than the accent.
I love that. Well, I'm from the suburbs of Philadelphia, and so I don't have the accent either, but I definitely have the attitude of a Philadelphian, so I can
There you
appreciate
go.
that.
There you go.
God bless.
Wonderful.
Um, Eric, you're from Pink Talking Fish.
Yes, sir.
And I just want to jump it off. So Pink Floyd,
Mhm.
Talking Heads, and Fish, hence the name. Why these three bands?
Um, so my first national touring act was a band called Particle, and we were in the Livetronica world, and it was mainly original music, which was awesome.
Right.
And I wound up moving from Los Angeles, where Particle was based, to Kansas City. And I wound up getting in this pickup band off of this lake that I lived in, just this residency every Thursday. Wound up like really, it's kind of weird for the first time playing covers, like
Mm.
catching the feel of other people's music, and it felt so good. And I loved it. And we wound up doing this Pickin' On series. It's this little place. I called it, our lake was called Lake Lotawana. I called it the Cheers of Lake Lotawana. You walk in, you got Norm, stuff like that.
Nice. Yeah.
That would come in. And so we wound up doing over the summer, we did this series of like picking on different bands. You know the drill on that stuff.
100%. Yeah.
And it was so cool. I had so much fun with it. And then I just thought to myself, I'm like, man, like I don't think I could ever just be in if I were ever to like form a tribute act, like one that would be just one band or just like one thing. But what if I took a producer's approach to this and picked three of my favorite bands that I felt were compatible and really explored that? And through that, that's where these three bands came up. And, Fish is the binder because it can really embody so many genres. And Floyd had a certain emotion and Heads had a certain emotion, and it just worked. I wrote a set list down and like thought about the emotional and just the practical connections within the rhythms, within the melodies, and it made sense. And I was like, man, I guess I got to do this. And
Yeah.
the minute we got on stage and tried it for the first time, we knew it was something special. We knew we had lightning in a bottle. So, and here we
Well,
are.
yeah, well, in my obviously, my opinion, you chose three incredible bands. I grew up listening to all three of them, but I'd love to segue because this actually segues nicely into my first question for you. So, you had sort of mentioned that you started off playing in an original band that played original music. But you've also mentioned in previous interviews I saw online that Pink Talking Fish blurs the lines of tribute and originality. I'm curious if you can kind of just speak to that a little bit, and how has that kind of mission statement sort of changed since you formed the group?
It hasn't changed at all. That is what this band does. You don't really get it till you catch it, you
Right.
know? And we take the songbooks of these three acts, and what a treat to be able to do that, right?
Right.
Uh, but we take these songbooks and we create something that fans and lovers of this music have not experienced before. We give them something new, and we find through the connections, like I said before, through like the practical and emotional connections, and through just our own unique ideas of ways to take, whether it's some parts or all parts of songs, and turning them into a unique and original flavor. Like I said before, it's, you look at producers out there who are out there mixing and matching, and like through, the classic DJ capacity. We're doing that on a live end
Uh-huh.
through an organic live instrumentation experience. And that is where we are finding our version of how to take this music and create something fresh, create something original with it. So it is tribute, but it's so much more.
Yes.
And you don't quite, it's hard to see it on paper. It's hard to like look at, so many people are like, oh, Pink Talking Fish. Yeah, they're a cover band. Yeah, they cover band of these three. But like,
Right. Right.
you can't, there's so many people who've come to me after they've seen us for the first time, be like, they come up and they're like, I get it. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Like, okay. So,
It's something different.
yeah, yeah, it really is. And it's so much fun to get to talk to people like that. Every time they come up, I just say, welcome to our world. It's something unique. It's something fresh and different that lives in between the lines of the music industry, of the music world. We are something different within there. And
But I
very
think
free
what's
to
also
live.
really well, I think what's also really cool about it is like on the one hand, it is fresh and different, but also there is an element of like, oh, I know, some of this, at least
Oh, sure.
Yes.
subconsciously or however you want to say it. So
And
it's like,
and and you can't be a successful tribute artist without taking that seriously. It's I speak on this a lot, and I always will, because um the tribute genre is very successful right
Yes.
now. And as a result, with any success, there's also scrutiny. And there's a lot of people who are out there doing amazing original music, and they have problems with the success of the tribute genre. And it's a unique time because there's a lot of artists from the original wave of rock and roll that are getting to be too old to tour anymore, or they're passing away, or whatever it is. So
I don't
they're
know. The Rolling Stones are nearing their 90s. I'm just gonna
yeah,
say.
they're gonna outlive all of us. They're
Good
they're
good
they're
Lord. I don't know
vampires.
what's
I don't
going
even
on
think
there,
they're
but
they're not human. It doesn't seem
just
like
But
they're
just
human at this
released a
point.
new album, mind you. Yeah.
and it's good. It's really good. I
It is
love.
good. I agree with that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But there is a place for this like for tribute acts, for this music to live on when some of the original artists stop touring. And I'll tell you what, since I've gotten into I mean, I've been over a decade now in running a successful tribute band out there, and the tribute artists that I connect with out there, man, such a cool bunch of people. It's really awesome because
Uh-huh.
these people, they like we work so hard to just dedicate and be the best we can be because we want to honor the music within this. It's important to us because we love it so much. And there is a lack of ego and a heightened sense of purity within what that is, which is really unique and amazing within there. And I've just loved it. I've loved connecting with other tribute acts out there within it. And it's just been an absolute joy to do that.
Yeah,
And with us, it's so cool because we get to also do some unique stuff within there. We get to
100%, man.
to innovate, like among it. We're not just recreating, we're innovating, but you gotta honor it. You gotta take it seriously. You gotta make sure if we're playing Time by Pink Floyd, that solo, that guitar solo, people are gonna sing that like they would lyrics. So we're gonna play that guitar solo note for note. We're not messing around with things
Right.
like,
100%.
and you shouldn't, but you pick and choose your times to embellish, to explore, to get into things, but you also have to recognize certain purities and take that very seriously.
So, do you ever find it limiting though? Do you ever get, you know, I love these bands, obviously, these bands that I'm tributing, but like tonight, I just want to go out and play Allman Brothers or Grateful Dead or what have you. I know you guys did a tour. You're all dressed up as the Beatles, Sergeant Pepper. I saw that.
Mhm. Nice.
So, is there an element of that of like exhaustion ever, or like how do you sustain? It's just endless.
It's endless fun. We're constantly building concepts within our concepts. Sometimes that's adding a fourth band, like we did a couple years back with the Beatles, and it's great. And then a lot of times we'll do private events where we just open the platform,
Right.
and then sometimes there's gonna be there's gonna be anniversary of a classic album.
Yeah. I
Not
saw
this year,
you.
but last year we did that with Wish You Were Here.
Right.
50th
I saw that.
anniversary of that.
Uh-huh.
First
One of
set
my favorite
was
all-time albums.
yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and we designed our keyboard player Steve Learson designed this amazing projection show that combined with the album, and it was phenomenal. We did all these other cool things with it too. And the first set was the album straight up. And then the second set was our open platform combinations. And it was great. And we loved it. We probably did about like 50 or 60 shows of performing that album. And,
Yeah.
and on a given year where we're not doing that, it's constant, mixing and matching, but it feels good to us to be able to do something like that
Well,
also.
that's kind of yeah. That was sort of a question that I want to, I guess, get into a little bit. Is sort of like yes, with these three bands, I guess you could argue there are sort of endless combinations, right? You can really dig deep into a band like Fish that has so many different tunes. And so to your point, it's like we I don't know what percentage it is, but like you have not tapped the 100%. We've combined all the different songs within these three musical acts. But I suppose you could theoretically get to a point where you do, and then, as you said, great, we'll add a fourth band, maybe a fifth band down the line. But you do that when you feel kind of like, hey, we need to do it.
It's not even about need. It's more just about where our desires go and like, hey, this sounds like a fun idea. We have this idea that's been kind of a joke but kind of not, and we haven't found the right place to do it, but we wanted to this has been for years and we haven't done this yet, but we wanted to add in, and this probably wouldn't be a whole tour, it may just be one show, but we want to add in the band Styx and be pig
Uh,
talking fish sticks. Because I mean,
I
oh,
love
man.
it.
it's so
Unbelievable.
fun.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
right,
here
right.
for it. I'm definitely here for that.
We've also been really exploring greater ensembles with the band too, which has been amazing. We just did in Vermont the Dead of Summer Music Festival just a couple weeks ago, and we did a greater ensemble, and we added Grateful Dead into the mix. It's a Dead-centric festival. And we have a three-piece horn section that's become sort of our PTF ensemble horn section called the Gotham Horns, led by a guy named Matt Wayne. That's hence the name. Uh, and uh,
Nice.
and we have Sammy Garrett, who used to be with Turquoise. She's now cool, 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 and she's with Remain in Light. You know,
Shout
she's
out Turquoise. Yeah, yeah.
and we had Cotter Ellis from Goose playing second drums and percussion, and
Holy God. Yeah.
we
Yeah,
had
yeah.
a great guitar player named Joe Agnello doing the Bobby stuff for the Dead. And we've done that for a couple of years. We did it 2 years before that at the same festival, and we've done other ensemble scenarios. We're about to celebrate the Capitol Theaters. I'm wearing the sweatshirt now, so shameless
I was
promotion.
going to ask you about
Um,
that.
and
Capitol Theater
yeah,
up here in Westchester, Port Chester is where I'm in Somers, New York. I just got to
there you go. There
interrupt
you
you
go.
because Port Chester's right in my county. My God, you guys are playing the 100th anniversary show.
Yes,
Hell of a
we
show. Is it
um
September 19th? Do I have that right?
you got it right. September 90th. This show is gonna be absolutely epic, and that's an understatement. We're not paying Talking Fish for this. We
Yes.
are the
Right.
Centennial Band for the Capitol Theater. So rather than combining Pink Floyd, Talking Heads, and Fish, we are spanning the music of 100 years of the Capitol Theater.
So amazing. Wow.
I
So
can't
amazing.
begin to tell you how incredible this is going to be. We're finalizing our set list, and it is ridiculous the amount of guests that we have joining us. We have, like I was telling you before, the Gotham Horns. We have Sammy Garrett, but we also have Kanika Moore joining us. We have members of Pigeons Playing Ping Pong,
Yeah.
Mo. Goose, we have Robert Randolph,
Robert Randolph.
we have Jeremy
And
from Dogs in a Pile. We have so many more coming. We have a couple guests we haven't introduced yet that we're going to be kind of coming in on the second wave with.
wow.
And it is
Wow.
going to be uh, uh, epic is used a little bit loosely these days, but this is a
It
this
is.
this is a good place to say the word. Yeah. It's what it's going to be. And to anyone who isn't hip to this show, I implore you, be there. You will be so happy that you are.
That's awesome.
What a historic venue, first of all.
Oh
And
yeah.
you know, Pink Floyd played there in 1970. Fish has played there. I went to a Trey Anastasio show down there. You know, I I hear tell um, that it's the sort of flagship venue of these venues. And what does it mean to you guys to be doing the 100th show? That I would, wow, what an honor.
It's one of the biggest honors of our career,
Yeah.
and we have a beautiful history with the
Uh-huh.
Capitol. We have a really nice story that we built within it where our first three shows that we did, we celebrated an album for each of our three bands. The first year we did Stop Making Sense, and we
Yeah.
had a whole bunch of special guests. The
Was Stop
second,
Making I think I saw I looked at this. Was Stop Making Sense on that bill? The band?
no, but John Braun joined.
Okay. Okay.
And he handled a lot of the burn elements within
Nice.
from Start Making Sense. That's the name of their
I
band.
Right.
of course.
Uh,
Yes, right, right.
but and then the next year we did Pink Floyd's The Wall, and we had a huge video wall behind it. We had some awesome special guests for that as well. And then Year three, we did Pink Floyd's Junta, but it was Junta Circus, where we brought in Big Apple Circus and we created this spectacle. After we did three albums, we turned it into more other concepts. We did Planetarium one year. We did This Must Be the Cirque, where we brought in another circus style show, but it was more Cirque du Soleil than classic
Whoa.
circus.
Oh boy.
We've had some amazing things go on, and so to be able to like just up the ante to
Yeah.
collaborate with Pete Shapiro and his whole team, and to really celebrate and make this 100-year centennial just larger than life and phenomenal. Like it's been a great honor, and we're having
Yeah.
so much fun with it.
Oh my God, Pete Shapiro, what a hero. Keeping the scene alive. Honestly, that guy single-handedly, I think there's this great wetlands documentary
Yes.
about the wetlands
Yes.
and how he, rescued that venue for a little while and then founded the Brooklyn Bowl and then the Capitol Theater in Portchester and many other, and he is keeping that vibe alive, and God bless. I just wanted to shout him out. Uh,
He does great things. I gotta say, he's definitely the most prominent figure in the world
100%.
of promoters. But I'll tell you what, there are like Pete's, he's phenomenal. And then there are all these other promoters that have been doing it for years that have created some pretty spectacular scenarios. Guys like Michael Berg in Chicago, who him and his partners have done so many cool events in Chicago and down in Swanee. You got I just saw a post because Fish currently, as we speak, are performing at Madison Square Garden, and for their
Yeah.
90-second show, they're
I'm going to see him on Monday.
too. And Dan Smalls just put something out about how he wound up working with his team to do the 1991 Arrowhead concert series, which was amazing. And Dan's been crushing it from there. You got guys like Greg Bell in Albany who have been just doing all the like for so many years, bringing so many incredible shows, and there's so many more out there. And like, they don't get the love enough love that they should.
Unsung,
All these
100%.
guys who
Yes.
are the biggest gamblers in our
Yes.
industry by a landslide.
Uh-huh.
And when the magic happens with what they do, like, they're the instruments behind making it
Yeah,
happen. The bands,
totally.
we get that, like, they are the ones that are able to give us the catalyst for greatness.
A hundred
And
percent.
I'm forever just
Yeah.
grateful to all those promoters who go above and beyond for it.
Because I think it's those bigger venues that ultimately lay the seeds for the smaller venues is really my concern. I feel like, we're a New York City band, small band in New York City, and we started up. There were all these live music venues, just promoting just crappy bands like ours. I would love to hear more about your start, but our start was just, playing clubs down on the Lower East Side. And I think those venues are going away. And I think what keeps those venues in place, to your point, is like the Pete Shapiros, et cetera, uh,
Mhm.
that, at a certain higher level, keep the scene alive 100%. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, it's a vibe too. I mean, I'm thinking about, Spike Hill, Dave, which was a venue in Williamsburg. And, it's obviously not playing the Capitol Theater's 100th, but,
Right.
a couple of years into our career, we started around the same time you did, 2012. But
Mhm.
they asked us to play their final show before going out of business. And to
Mhm.
us, that was a pretty big honor because it was one of these
Yeah.
venues
Sure
that did
is.
not charge a cover. It was very much like, hey, bring who you can, and hopefully we'll get some foot traffic off the street. And I just feel like those venues
Are
are
going out. Yeah.
are going out. A
And
lot
I
of them,
do think like those
yeah,
are the feeder venue. We've on this podcast, it's been great is that we also see other other up and coming bands like Big Shrimp. Um,
Yep.
uh, um, we had Kendall Street Company over
Yep.
here, so it's great to see some newcomers to the scene. But I
Yeah.
do worry about the scene. Do you have feelings about this, like the whole vibe and like where it's going?
It's post-pandemic, it's been shaky. It's been tough.
Right.
But live music is resilient.
I hope
And
so. I hope God bless
and
you. I hope
and
so.
and I've been, doing this since really starting off around 1999. So I've been doing it for a few years
Yeah.
now. And I've seen the ebbs and the flows. I've seen the
Right.
bubbles, the bubbles blow up and then burst, like on different facets of our industry, whether it be like a certain string of bands or whether it be the festival world or whatever it is. And like it's like any business, like or business genre, I guess I would say,
Right.
is there's always going to be something. Things are changing with younger kids for sure. I don't
Uh-huh.
know if there's as much exposure to the jam band world necessarily.
Right.
Um, but that doesn't mean it's gonna go away. I mean, I love what Goose has done.
Yeah.
I mean that's the way it is. Like when Fish came on the scene, not every deadhead was into him. And to this day, they're not. Like they're like, oh, I'm happy that they're doing that, but
Right.
they're not my thing. And I'm sure a lot of people that deadheads and fish heads are feeling the same way on it. I'm just so happy for those guys' success and that there's another band in the jam world that has bumped up to that level, and it just paves the way for the next ones, and it sparks inspiration for the younger acts saying, hey, if they can do it, I can do it. To me, I have faith in longevity because live music, it's not going away. It like, the genres might shift, success might shift, but it's not going away. It never
Yeah.
will. It's just like, mediums will blossom, and then there will be some mediums that have dropped off that'll have renaissance.
I think that's right.
Right.
But
Honestly,
we just gotta ride it and see what happens and do the best, as artists, do the best we can within it.
Right.
And
Right.
whatever success happens does, and no matter what, well, just just make that art, whether it be writing original music, whether it be innovating through tribute music like I'm doing, no matter what it is, just be creative and have
Right.
fun. And if you're going for it on a business, be a smart businessman, be a business owner, whatever it is, all those things. I could talk for another half hour on that. But
oh yeah.
I
yeah.
would love for you to be honest. Yeah, that would be
The
great.
business side of the industry. Well, no, I mean, you bring up a good point. It actually kind of reminds me. So I studied film in college, and I know,
So did
10,
I.
10 oh, awesome. So I'm
Yeah.
sure, like, throughout the history of cinema, there's definitely more recently been talk of like, oh, the movie theater is going the way of the dinosaur. And obviously, there are fewer theaters in this country, but the experience of going into a large room with a group of strangers with a large screen and watching an artistic creation, that is not going away. People are still going to go see that.
I hope
You
so.
know,
Yeah.
I hope so. And I truly believe that. And I feel the same way about live music. It's like, yes, everyone's got a television in their house now and it's easy to watch, stuff there. But like the experience of a live music show is just, you cannot recreate that in your living room.
I also was a graduate of film school, and movie making was my first artistic love. And then bass came to my life, and I came to my crossroads within it. But my philosophy is always consider myself a storyteller. regardless of what it is. And to me, like, it's just a matter of how you want to present yourself as an artist. To me, that's the
Right.
word. Doesn't matter what art I'm doing, it's telling a story of some sort, and the magic of that, no matter whether how the mediums change, because technology is going to change the older we get, and every generation it has different perspective and different gravitation towards different technology. But I think that some things are going to be universal, and things like going to the cinema, to the big screen. I feel like that's universal. I feel like live music, having that energy. There's a I mean, this is a little heady, but there is a connection. There's an energy connection when there's people
100%.
on stage making music and how that's affecting the audience in front of you. And there is a symbiotic thing that happens. It's unexplainable, even though way too many people have tried. But at the end of the day, it's not worth trying to explain. It's just worth
Yes.
feeling and going for it. And that's what it is. And that is something that is always going to be there to whatever degree it happens as evolution goes, to, artistic and technological evolution, whatever happens, it's always going to be there.
Yeah. Amen.
Um,
Well, listen, we want to be cognizant of time here. We've got about 8 minutes left. Dave, I've got a
yeah.
few more questions, but do you have something you want to? I
No,
guess.
I have a long lightning round, so do whatever you got to do.
Well, I think before we ask maybe our final questions, Eric, is there anything that you want to promote for the band? Anything? But obviously, the Capitol show, we will definitely put that in the links. But anything else you guys have on the horizon that you want to talk
I'm
about or
going.
mention?
I'm going to the Capitol show.
Yeah.
I'm
Nice.
doing it.
Great. I mean, we have some great stuff coming up this summer. We're gonna be in Denver next month, which we're excited for. The last time we were there, we did a cool show. It was a triple bill with Melvin Seals, JGB, PTF, and Steely Dead. That was so much fun. We played the
Nice.
Fillmore. And so we're heading back and doing our own show there, and second weekend of the month. We're doing a hometown outdoor scenario at Lowell Summer Concert Series in Lowell, Massachusetts on
Hell yeah.
August
Yeah. Yeah.
15th. That is going to be wonderful. I'm so excited for that.
Yeah.
Just performing out in the stars and a beautiful landscape there. It's
Unbelievable. Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a ton of stuff. I would just say check out what we're doing.
Yep.
Pinktalkingfish.com. It's pretty easy, and keep track. I mean, we're always touring around, and it's tough to just talk about one show going on because we always have like 10 to 20 exciting things happening, and they're so much fun. And so
Yes.
we're blessed to be able to do what we do, and I always like to take an opportunity and just say thank you to all the people who come out and share in the adventures and support us, and like it's so huge. And like I said earlier, it's tough out there. Not as many people are buying tickets in advance, and so it makes promoters a little nervous within there. But like
Right.
we get in there, and once everybody's in the house and that symbiotic energy is going, everybody remembers why it's happening. And so just
Right.
just I would just say thank you for everybody who's out there and supporting, and let's just keep on doing it together because it's super fun.
Awesome.
Right.
Keep supporting live music 100%.
Okay. Lightning round. First thing comes to mind. Okay. Eric Gould of Pink Talking Fish. Best of all your live music performances, and they are extensive. What is the single one that comes to mind?
This is a particle. We had an opportunity to perform. This was at Bonnaroo the second year. So that
Oh,
would be 2003.
wow.
In 2002, we did an impromptu sunrise set after the late nights. And it was a talked about experience. So the next year, the guys from Bonnaroo were like, "Hey, all right, so we're going to give you a 3 a.m. slot. You can just play as late as you want, as long as you want." And so
Yeah.
little did they know that we rose to the challenge, took the stage at 3 a.m. 5.5 hours later, they just stopped. And there were probably
Amazing.
about like 30,000 people there to start off, and there were still about 8 to 9,000 people by the end of it at 8:30 in the morning, just right there with us, wanting more and more. They had us stop so the security guards could take a half-hour break before the next set up.
Wow.
And the beauty of that was uh, like a band like the Red Hot Chili Peppers or the Allman Brothers doing a one set show. It'll be about 2.5 hours, call it, right? That's about the standard, right? For like a full show like that. Like that's what the Foo Fighters will do or something like that, like a classic one set show. So we got past the 3.5 hour mark, and that's when it really kicked in. We didn't know when it was going to end, and we knew we were way beyond anything we'd ever done before. And that's when it was just pure in the moment. And there's no other time I've been in a place like that. And I hope I can get there again, but that seals the deal on the best show that I've ever played for sure.
Wow.
I'm not sure we'll top that, honestly. I'll just want to
One
say that, like,
more lightning round question.
oh,
You got to grab one album. One album. Now, Pink Floyd, Talking Heads, or Fish. The world is, you only have one thing. So grab one thing, which, no, you're not going to do it.
That sucks.
yeah, that's a good
One
answer.
album. Oh, man, if I have to pick one, this is
You don't have to, as you said.
no, I will. I will.
It's a shitty question. Denizen sucks.
Be,
Can I just say Denizen sucks? Sorry, I just wanted to interrupt. Yeah.
Yep, it does. But probably Pink Floyd, Delicate Sound of Thunder. The
Ooh,
Ooh.
That
it.
album meant a lot to me. And it really, even though, like, the studio albums, especially with Roger Waters, like I would say if I have to A, B, I might think that they're better albums. There's something about the spirit of that album of Delicate Sound of Thunder that just hits my soul. And
Right.
so if I
I
had to
know. I
one
I
album
hear
from
that
any of
about Pink
those, I
Floyd.
guess that's it.
100%. I hear that
Yeah.
about Pink Floyd. 100%. Yeah.
So, okay, we have a minute 40 left. Here's my final question for you. So, of the three bands, if you could have any member, living or deceased, play with you one full set, who are you picking?
One full set.
Oh, well, like, yeah, any
Yeah,
of the
probably.
yeah,
That's kind of it. Probably Trey, because once again, Fish is the binder. Like they could
yeah.
really into it. Like it
Right.
would be kind of weird having one of the guys from Pink Floyd playing like foam. So, or even having David. Byrne could probably do a pretty good job with any of it. But like, if Bernie Worrell was still alive, I guess that would be a good one.
30
Yeah,
seconds.
But at the
yeah,
end
live
of
or
the
dead.
day, it would be such a joy. Like, and I've played with Trey before, and it's so much fun. But to be able to have him do an entire PTF set with us, that would be really cool. That definitely what I would
Eric
love.
Gould, thank you so much, my man. We're going to get cut off, but God bless you and God bless Pink Talking Fish.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Eric.
Thank you. Denizen sucks.